Hello and welcome to the Community Voice. I'm Fara Sax. I'm joined today by Stacy Levy. She is the executive director and founder of Ellie's Army Foundation. They support families of sick children by alleviating financial pressures, allowing them to cater and focus on their loved ones during recovery. They have a major fundraiser this weekend in Aventura, Sunday, Dirty Socks 5K and walk-a-thon.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you so much for coming, Stacey.
Thank you for having me.
Let's tell our audience. Tell me about Ellie. Tell me about why this all began, what her legacy means in this moment, and what we were talking off camera. It's been 10 years.
Yes. It's been 10 years since she passed away.
Tell me about her. Tell me about why
So,
Dirty Socks,
yeah.
why Ellie's Army, why are we here?
So Ellie was born with a disease called cystic fibrosis. It's primarily a lung disease, and it also affects the digestive system. And it's a terminal genetic disease. And she was a fighter. She fought through every battle. She enjoyed life. She loved life. I think that she knew that she wasn't going to live a long life, so she packed in as much as she could and did everything that she wanted to do, and also made a big impact.
And I love her shirt. It says, "I am strength."
Yes, yes. At the end of Ellie's life, she had 2 double lung transplants back to back, which is kind of what people with end-stage cystic fibrosis have in order to, prolong their lives. And so she had 2. The first one went bad within a week, and then she was on life support for another month until they got new lungs. And that picture, she was at Duke University Medical Center, and that picture was after her second transplant when she was wearing the I Am Strength shirt. And yes, she was. It was an incredible, magnificent battle for life. And she did everything that she could. And so did all the doctors. So.
Fast forward.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you decide to have Ellie's Army Foundation established, and now moving into the Dirty Socks 5K and walk-a-thon?
So when Ellie was young, she started spending a lot of time in the hospital, and we met a lot of families that were struggling financially because of their child's illness. And so we started a foundation back in 2001 called the Reach for the Stars Foundation. And we were doing great, raising a lot of money, helping a lot of people. But unfortunately, as Ellie started to get sicker, we weren't able to focus on the foundation as much. So after Ellie passed away, well, I should backtrack. Ellie said that when she got well, she was going to come back and take over the foundation and run it. And she was very committed to helping other people. And she felt really strongly that a child should have what they need to fight. And that she wanted to level the playing field. She didn't think that a child's health should have to do with their finances. And so when Ellie passed away, for a few years I still had a son that was in high school, so I was busy with him. But then he graduated high school in 2016, and I thought, what am I going to do with my life? And
like every parent says,
yes,
right?
Yes, it's a transition when your child goes off to college, and I had this feeling like I needed to follow through and do what Ellie wanted.
So there was some unfinished business for you, it seems.
In what way?
And that there was more to do. That you needed something to do that was in a meaningful way.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, because it served me personally, it wouldn't have been good for me to just sit around and do nothing. And, you can go down a rabbit hole that way. So that personally, that was, important for me. And I understood what families go through when they have a sick child. Fortunately, my husband and I were always able to give Ellie what she needed. And I can't imagine not being able to do that. Some parents have to choose between two medications, and the child needs both. Or a lot of times they're unable to pay their basic living expenses. And we help a lot of people with rent and mortgage. So many people come to us and they're about to be evicted. And so, to me, that's just, it's awful. You're already dealing with a sick child and the emotional implications of that and physical. And then to have to worry about finances, I think it's too much.
And how many families do you gift this opportunity and walk into their lives and say, here's some money to help you alleviate some of
Yes.
this hardship?
Well, we've helped about 240 families since 2017, and we've given out over $900,000 in assistance. I'm
That's
proud of that. So we're
beautiful.
heading towards $1 million, and I'm looking forward to celebrating that.
100%.
But what we do is a little bit different from other organizations because we don't just want to put a Band-Aid on the situation. A lot of organizations will give like a $500 grant or $1,000, or they'll pay 1 month's rent. And we see that that's not going to really be sufficient for a family to get back on their feet. So we give up to $10,000 per family, and we help a family up to 2 times. And so our goal is for them to not have to come back to us and to be able to, recoup. So if a parent is lost their job because they had to spend time in the hospital with their child and they can't pay their rent, instead of paying 1 month's rent or bringing them forward so that they don't owe money, we'll add a month or 2 months so that they can recoup and move forward.
This is really respite. It really peace of mind for these families that have had no other alternative.
Yes.
And when they have to work.
And they have to work. And a lot of them can't work when they have a sick child.
Absolutely. And what are some of the realities for families? I hear in some of the materials you sent over, 70% of the people helped by the foundation are facing homelessness due to their children's illness.
We've had people that come and are homeless already. We helped a family of 6 that was living out of their car with a child that was sick. And it has a direct impact on the child's health. Because obviously, if you're living in a car, you're not able to give your child everything that they need to get well. So, I think that our assistance really impacts the child's health directly.
And flash forward, we're now into the dirty socks. I got my own pair.
Yes, those are for you.
Gifted me a pair.
Yep.
I love yellow socks. How did you know? Talk about the significance of dirty socks in Ellie's life.
So at the end of Ellie's life, she had, like I mentioned, 2 double lung transplants. And the doctors told her that if she wanted to get well, she would have to walk. And her surgeon asked her for dirty socks because that would prove that she had been walking. Not a great thing for the hospital, to have such dirty floors. But so Ellie walked, and she handed her socks to him one day in a bag. And she had a very close relationship with this surgeon. We still do. He's coming in for the walk from Atlanta with his family. And she gave him those socks, and he said that he was going to keep them in his office for the rest of his life. And I was on a Zoom call with him, actually, and I saw them pinned up on his corkboard. So he meant it when he said that.
Absolutely. And hence the name Dirty Socks 5K and Walk.
Yes.
So let's talk about this wonderful walk that's coming Sunday, February
Yes.
23rd. It
Yes.
starts at the Aventura Library. You
Right.
can still
That's
get
our home
involved
base. Yeah.
with it. It's dirtysocks.org. You
Yes.
can come walk by yourself. You can have a team. What else can you
Yes.
do? You can donate.
Yes. Yes. It's a great morning. We have
This is your 7th year.
this is our 7th year.
I think we even have some pictures. So tell us a little bit about what's in
Yes.
store for our folks that are coming out to be part of this or to donate.
Yeah, it's a great morning. It's not just a walk and 5K. We have a DJ who plays great music and really keeps the crowd entertained. We have children's activities. As a matter of fact, that's Oopsie, the clown from Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital, and she comes and does face painting for children. And we have crafts for them. We have a teddy bear clinic from HCA Aventura Hospital that the kids each get a teddy bear and then they play doctor and weigh them and do all of that.
Future doctor generation.
Yes, we have food trucks. We have a lot of professional athletes come. It's just a great morning. It's a lot of fun.
It looks like it. Everybody seems to be having a good time for a good cause. And
That's our committee.
Wow, look at them.
Yeah.
Mighty, 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 mighty. And
Yes.
do you sometimes feel that Ellie is there with you when you're doing this? We talked about this.
100%. 100%.
This is her. This is really, she has a hand in this. Like she's
She
watching
does.
over, huh?
Yes. And Ellie had a very strong personality. Very strong personality. Sometimes it backfired on me when she was a teenager. But she
How old was she when she passed?
she was 23.
Mm.
So I feel like she's doing this work with me. And she was a teacher. She really taught people how to do it. She taught people that you need to enjoy life regardless of what's going on. No matter how bad things are, there's always something to be grateful for. And she helps me with my own grief because I have to live like Ellie, and I have an obligation to that. And so, I know like I need to be happy even though she's gone. So she really helps me with that. And I think that she's also has her hand in the foundation.
Absolutely. And what does your son say about all of this?
Well, it's difficult for a child, to lose their sibling. But he's very supportive. He grew up, we always had the foundation. And
How old is he now?
he's 27. And it's funny that you ask. There's one thing that Everett does every year when we do this. There's an Ellie's Village sign that we hang up. And Everett insists on hanging that banner himself to honor his sister. And I guess it makes him feel like he's doing something for her.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I mean, he's involved, and I always made him be involved when he was younger. The school that they went to had a club for the foundation, and he had to. I told him this is what our family does, and so he had a responsibility to do that too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And you have some corporate sponsors, and you have the community helping you along as well. If you want to shout out to any of them.
We have a lot of corporate sponsors. We have Watermill Trading Company, Iberia Tiles is a big sponsor. Lennar is a sponsor. There are so many that they're.
And how many how can businesses get involved right now? What would you like the community?
We have sponsorship opportunities. It's getting a little late for that because we've already printed up all of our T-shirts and signs, and that's what we try to do for these companies that get involved. We try to showcase them. So it's a little bit late, but we always need corporate sponsors to work with us, not just for the walk.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that would be elliesarmy.org
Yes, elliesarmy.org.
for more information, or
Yes.
dirtysocks.org for the event.
Yes.
So there's lessons,
Mm-hmm.
there's teachings, there's those moments.
Mm-hmm.
For you as a mother, what can you impart to another mother about what you went through in your journey these last 10 years?
Yeah. Well, the journey that I had with Ellie was really something special. It was difficult, but like I always say, some of the best times that I had with Ellie were in the hospital. She had a great sense of humor. I think that humor sustains us, and that's something that we still have. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's tough, but I don't know. I personally feel like we're here to learn lessons, and that was a big one for us. But we move forward.
Absolutely. And she's with you.
Yes.
What kind of stories of hope, on the few minutes that we have left, that from people that you've helped along the way, some of the feedback or something you'd like to share with where the money goes and how beautifully it moves into a family to create good things for a family?
It does.
In so many ways.
It does. I mean, almost 100% of the people that we surveyed, that we helped, said that we made a life-changing impact. And we get to know them, and their journey. And I guess because of my experience, I'm able to walk beside them as they're going through it, because I understand. I also understand a lot medically, so I could, really help them navigate that. We've had families that have lost children. One of the things that we want to do as we grow the foundation is have a social worker that could do groups with families that have lost their children, or even families that still have children living, another group for siblings. We also want to have a social worker that could help point people in the right direction with different resources. These government and foundations, they're difficult to negotiate those systems. So,
and do you help them, people that come to you, do you also help them, put them in the right direction of where they,
we do.
Because it's very hard to navigate any of this when it's
Yes.
such a shock and it's such a turmoil and heartache for the family to begin with.
It is. And we try to. And I know that the assistance that we give them really makes a difference. It really makes a difference. Yeah, I mean, they're able to, it's like a load taken off. They don't have to worry. They're already worrying about their child. So we actually have a family coming in that we helped that's going to come and speak at the walk. So that's we're excited.
It's everybody showing their humanity. It
Yes.
seems like.
And our donors show their humanity. People are so generous. You often hear of the people that are not, and the bad in the world. But we get to see firsthand generosity, and it's grace, So, it's something special to be involved with. And we really try to impart that to our donors and let them know just how much of a difference they're making. We tell stories of different people that they've helped. It's important for people to know that they really are making a difference and an impact.
In the minute we have left, anything you want to add to what we've talked about that we might not have covered during our time together here?
Not much. I just hope that everybody considers joining us on Sunday. It's our big fundraiser.
February 23rd.
February 23rd.
It starts at Aventura Library.
And
what time in the morning?
It starts early. We get there about 7:30.
Oy vey.
And we're And we're done by 10:30.
There's much to do. You can
It's a
dirty
lot
your
of fun.
socks if you want to dirty your
Yes,
socks at that
yes,
moment. If not,
yes.
face painting, food, entertainment, walking,
Yep.
exercise, get your steps in.
Absolutely.
What a wonderful, wonderful mission that you have. And thank you so much for
you.
the work that you do for our
Thank
community.
you. Thank you.
It's been my pleasure.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me, Farah.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for joining me. I'm Fara Sax. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Have a great day.